Hey everybody, guess what? We're here with Mindy Tate, our friend from Franklin tomorrow, and we have some things to talk about today. Frank Talks was yesterday. We missed you.
Mhm.
We're going to try to talk to you before that, but we missed it. So let's do a recap of what happened because I think it's really important for us to talk about.
Well, I think you're aware that May is Mental Health Month, and so we had planned our lecture well in advance. Yesterday, our Frank Talks lecture at the West Haven Residence Center on the topic of mental health resources and challenges in our community, and of course, our community has been touched by the recent passing of the great Naomi Judd, and her family has attributed that to mental health illness. And so we're sad to hear that, but we had a great panel yesterday with Franklin Police Chief Deb Faulkner, Mercy Community Healthcare Chief Medical Officer Dr. Don Gibson, and Amanda Fisher, who's a social worker in the Franklin Special School District, and Molly O'Neill, who's an elementary and middle school counseling specialist for Williamson County Schools. And it was a fascinating program, and we'll be posting it on our website later this week and on our social media channels. Fascinating program about what's happening in our community and the resources and what they're seeing that needs to happen.
Yeah, can you give us a couple of highlights? You just told me one thing before we started
Mhm.
here about things that they're seeing, which to me is so surprising and kind of somewhat honestly shocking to me.
It was shocking. Chief Faulkner, she was very open and truthful about what's going on in our community. And she said in the first 4 months of 2022, there were 14 suicide attempts, 26 suicide threats, and 3 completed suicides. And 2 of those, I believe, were in the last week of April.
Hmm.
Um, and it's so hard on her officers, even though they are provided 2 1-hour de escalation and crisis intervention training sessions a week spread over 2 days. This is just really difficult for them because, as she said, they're not mental health professionals.
Right.
And, and when she was looking at it, she actually said that the youngest mental health call they had received for assistance was for an 8-year-old child, and the oldest was for an 85-year-old person. And so it is shocking, but there we heard from other panelists how the need is really emerging and being shown in our community.
Yeah, that age range I did not expect you to say. I expected maybe teens, maybe young adults, but honestly, 8-year-old and even an 85-year-old, that is not what I expected to hear at all.
Well, so Mercy Community Healthcare, Dr. Don Gibson, he said that they served last year almost 14,000 patients, which resulted in 65,000 wellness visits. And of those 65,000 wellness visits, nearly 33,000 were mental health related.
Hmm.
So it is an issue in our community, and it's something that we are trying to focus on by providing information, but also providing training, because we have been involved with Mayor Ken Moore's Find Hope Franklin initiative for a couple years now, and are coordinating the Question, Persuade, and Refer QPR training. And you and I have talked about that before.
Yes.
And so we have a class on Wednesday, May 11th at 1:30 at Franklin City Hall in the training room. It's about full, but we are looking to provide that training again sometime in May or early June as well. We can only have 35 people in each of those classes, and it's not going to make you a counselor, and you're not, but it's going to make you able to offer hope to individuals in our community and be able to express and ask them a question, a deeper question than, hey, how you doing?
Right.
Better than that,
Yeah.
to have that training. It's just an hour to an hour and a half long class, and we would just encourage people to stay engaged and find out about how they can participate in one of the QPR trainings. Mayor Moore has been asking people this month, how many of you know CPR? Well, how many of you know QPR? And it's really his goal. He's been talking about trying to get as many people that are certified in CPR also available and trained in QPR.
Which, based on those numbers you just told me about how many mental health visits, even like Mercy had, which is only one example of a clinic
Mhm.
in our area, and there's so many more. It seems like we all should become more proficient in QPR.
Right, and it really is just, I mean, to it starts with being engaged and asking people just how you doing, or saying hello to someone, offering them hope that they're not alone, because so many people have felt isolated from the pandemic and are reemerging as different people and with different concerns, or concerns that have come to the forefront for them. And so being able just to really interact as neighbors and coworkers perhaps is a great way to think about what QPR can do for someone. And we had a training back in the fall, and we were talking, we had someone who raised their hand and told us that they had just, someone had lashed out to them in the office, and they just asked them, that's so unlike you. I don't know, but if I've done something to offend you, let me know. And I'd love to talk to you about this further. And that person came to them a couple of days later and told them that they were in a lot of pain and they were lashing out. And without kindness, they were actually considering taking their own life. So
Wow.
just a bit of human kindness and a bit of hope can really make a difference, hopefully, in the lives of people who are suffering and struggling. And we all have challenges. And the findhopefranklin.com website offers a great opportunity to look at resources. United Way also has the 211 resource that you can get information on accessing those. And then there's always the Tennessee Suicide Hotline, mental health hotline, and you can use any of those resources, but a lot of them are listed on the findhopefranklin.com website.
Okay, we're going to put that website up for people. Find Hope Franklin.
.com.
.com. So in case people are looking for some resources or may need some help.
Right. And we will also want to offer that we have 11 certified QPR trainers here in our community that we received a grant from Vanderbilt University Medical Center for Find Hope Franklin, that Franklin Tomorrow is coordinating those trainers. If you want somebody to train your neighborhood, your HOA or a group of neighbors, a church group, we have to limit it to 35 people, or come to your office and provide that training. We're happy to try to coordinate that and set that up. And all you need to do is send me an email, mindy@franklintomorrow.org, and we can get that training provided to any group.
Okay, I think we may, hang on, we're getting lost Mindy. We'll wait just 1 second and see if we can get her back to talk about this. I'll put the website up, findhopefranklin.com. You can go check that out to find more training. Hopefully we can get her back in just 1 second here. There's some celebrations that are coming up this summer for Frank Talks on Franklin Tomorrow. Okay. It looks like we're not going to get Mindy back, but thanks for joining us. And we put the website up here. You guys go check it out. Sign up for that training, and it has all the resources you need. Bye, everybody.